Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms. Today, we're gonna do some mowing with the tractor. We're gonna plant pumpkins. We're gonna do a little bit of mowing around the pond down here. And I'm gonna give kind of a unusual update about this pond. I've been kind of keeping a secret that I didn't know if I wanted to tell anyone, but I guess at the end of this video, I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. So, first thing we need to do is get this mowing done. You can't plant when the grass is knee high. I just did all the mowing around the pond with the brush hog, and I apparently didn't have the camera turned on, which is a real bummer. So all I've got is a little bit of GoPro footage I'll go ahead and throw in here, but you guys have seen it before. Of all the different ways to mow this pond bank, what I have found that works the best is taking a regular brush cutter on the tractor, tipping it back, driving down and letting it drop down till it hits the water. I think it's the fastest, easiest way to do it. Another little project that I didn't get the footage of is I brought the TYM down here and dug out where this swale has washed into the pond, dug a lot of that out and got it up here drying and kind of reshaped this because the swale has worked great, but before the grass grew in, it was washing a lot of dirt down in here, and I don't want a big silt buildup down here at the end. So now we're going to mow with the mid-mount mower on the John Deere. This baler is a 2-point hitch, but if I swivel the top link back like this, I can tow it with the quick hitch just to get it out of the way. He says he thinks the pond's too high. I think it's beautiful. And if you guys didn't know, I've got an overflow over here that is set to maintain it at this height. This is as high as it can get. And I think it's just about right. You can see the electric aerator is doing its work, and then the windmill aerator is doing the same thing to the other side. We got the TYM out here now to do a little digging, and I've had some people asking lately, why do you keep using the John Deere? It is listed for sale, I just haven't sold it yet. And it's not a preference right now. When I use the John Deere, it's not because I prefer it, it's because I have all the attachments for it. And I could put some of those attachments, like today, I could run the tiller on the TYM and it would handle it better and be just fine. There's no reason not to, except I have the backhoe on and I have a little bit of backhoe work coming up. So taking it off when I have the John Deere sitting here doesn't make as much sense. So, yeah, by the way, if anyone wants to buy a John Deere tractor, it looks like I'm taking the skid steer to Indiana to deliver it to the guy buying it. So, it looks like that's going to happen. We'll see next week. But if anyone wants a tractor, let me know. This pile of topsoil right here came out of digging the swale, and I've got some low spots just on the other side of the garden and a couple spots where I got stuck and different things like that. I need to get rid of this dirt pile and level out those spots. So we're going to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. I got a big old pile of dirt. Put her in medium, move a little too slow. If you leave your dirt sitting around too long, it'll get covered in grass. We'll just till it all up and then it won't be like that. Yeah, it'll be all shredded up when we run the tiller over it. Yeah, this thing's getting rid of that dirt pile quick. It's got a big bucket and it can pick up more. Not as much as the skid steer, but a lot more than the little tractor. Think how hard it would be to move all this with a shovel. A lot of work. That's what tractors are good for. They're better than a shovel. Last year in exactly this spot, we had a pumpkin patch that really did a great job producing. The grandkids really enjoyed it. And we're going to try to replicate that, but I think I can do it a little bit better this year. A little bit smaller, but better. I tried to plant a spring garden here. I tilled all this up. I brought in a full dump truck load of mushroom compost and spread that. Went and bought some plants and put them out, and the next day the deer ate every bit of those plants. I said, you know what? It's a late start. Nothing's gonna do very well unless I put something around it. But last year the deer didn't bother those pumpkin plants, so we'll give them a try again. Last year I showed you guys my neighbor's garden that's so fantastic looking. He does his pumpkins in little hills and he leaves room between the hills to drive his tiller. So until the plants are fully spread and vined out, he can drive his big tiller through there. After that, he can take his little tiller through it. Now last year, right after we tilled up the pumpkin patch, I had a problem with the tractor, had to take it into the dealership, didn't have it for a couple weeks. And I did not have a walk behind. So I let some grass and weeds come up around my plants. I'm gonna do a better job this year. But I am gonna repeat that trick of the hills. It's not really probably necessary, but I like that it makes it obvious where the plants are and where they're not, and lets you till without worrying about going over them, which you could do with a stake or anything else. A hill is also a little easier for the roots to dig down into. And we had some fantastic topsoil off of this last digging project we did for the new building. So I'm gonna grab one bucket full of that for each hill. So I went and got a big bucket in the TYM and I've got a full scoop of dirt in there. I get halfway back and realize I don't want a 5.5, 6 foot wide, massive pile. I need little hills. I think the mini skid steer would be great. So I'm just gonna put a couple bucketfuls of dirt here with the TYM, then spread them out with the mini. All right, we've got 3 kinds: jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, Cinderella pumpkins, and Big Max pumpkins. Looks like these probably should have been planted about a week ago. There's a wide range. I planted them a little late last year and they turned out great, so hopefully the weather cooperates. 2 to 3 seeds per mound, seed depth 1 inch. 2 to 3 seeds per mound, seed depth 1 inch. They all say the same thing. Oh, and there's a fourth kind, sugar pie. So we have 4 kinds of pumpkins here. I think I'm gonna put all 4 of them in there just to see what we get. And we're gonna follow those instructions and do multiple per mound. It says to do 2 to 3 per hill. I remember specifically last year we did 4 per hill. A few hills had 4 come up, some had none. On average, we got about 2 per hill. Works out to, that would give us about 12 pumpkin plants, which is plenty. Hopefully some of them grow. All right, guys, this has been an awesome day. Got a lot done. Got the yard all mowed and cleaned up. Got the pumpkins planted. And I've been hanging out here by the koi pond, just feeding some fish. I said at the beginning I had a little bit of an update. It's an unusual update, but it's just something I'm doing. And it's not really a change with the koi pond, but I'm spending a lot of time messing with this koi pond. And my whole life, I've been kind of just a fanatic about fish, whether it's big farm ponds, koi ponds like this, or aquariums. And I keep wanting to make videos about this koi pond, but I don't think there's that much interest from the audience to watch my koi pond videos. And I've also got a really interesting and unique 125-gallon aquarium, and I've got some nano aquariums. And I've decided that when I get the urge to talk about this koi pond or those aquariums, I'm gonna publish those on a different channel. So I've started a second channel, and I don't want all you guys to run over there and subscribe unless you actually want to watch entire videos where I highlight a specific species of fish or talk about what I'm doing with an aquarium. And the thing is, the Rock Hill Farms channel is always going to be what I really take seriously and care about, because I love running this YouTube channel, but it's an outlet for my creative juices to flow on something else. And I may post once a week or once a month on the other channel, but I just thought I'd let you guys know it exists. Anyway, I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.